Okay, it says we are live. Oops, I gotta switch cameras, so we see if this one's gonna work. Here we go. It's working. Okay, forgot to test it. Let me get comfortable in my chair here. Okay, my cell phone digging into my pocket. There we go. Okay, we got a lot of stuff tonight. And we'll see how it goes. I may go quickly, I may not. I haven't decided yet, but we'll see. As usual, in the past few weeks, it's been mostly jewelry. Tonight, I got a couple of non-jewelry items. You probably saw that flash up on the screen when I first came on. Um, I've got some. Oh, I forgot to put these on. I've I think I've done things to help a little bit with the display of the jewelry and stuff. We'll see here if that works. I spent a little money, or should I say, we spent a little money, and bought some cards to display the earrings on, which was sadly needed. Um, so I just got to set things down here. There we go. Too many things. It's a mess here. It's just a mess all over. That part I didn't organize, unfortunately, but that's okay. It just kind of things are scattered around. So we'll hit things as we go here. Got some really interesting non-jewelry items tonight, I think. So we'll go through those. You did see the one purse, of course, in the preview, if you saw the preview. And what's the other thing? Oh, I have a couple of pieces of glassware that you might be interested in. We'll see. One is a Murano-like. I'm going to say it. I can't say it's Murano. I'm no way verifying it, but my research says it's Murano. But I can't prove it. So, and let me see what else. Oh, so we finally had some decent weather here. I hope things have been good for you guys wherever you are. We have had 3 days running. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yep, 3 days running of sunshine and warm weather. 70s, and even hit 80, I think, on one of the days. So that's pretty cool. And Sunday wasn't too bad. It was cooler, but Monday, like somebody flipped a switch, I guess, and I got 70+ degree weather. So till tomorrow. And then we're gonna get some rain again tomorrow, back again. And they're talking about a rainy Saturday. And this is how many? I think they said this is 27 weekends in a row of precipitation. Wow. Goes back to, you have to go back to December when we didn't have a weekend without precipitation. That includes um, snow, of course, for house up here. Um, oh, that's interesting. I have, you'll see the Pokemon cards I got up here. They're in the package, sealed, but I think somebody put them together and put them in a sealed package. So, okay, yeah, I know the Midwest and particularly the South and Southwest areas have been just getting clobbered. We have friends in Austin that got, Mount Washington, which is in New Hampshire. It's the highest peak east of the Mississippi. They had 12 inches of snow. They had to get the plows out. There's a road that goes to the peak because on the top of the peak they have towers, radio and TV towers up there. And so, yeah, top of Mount Washington saw 12 inches of snow, 12.4, I think is the number I remember. They get snow in May. It's not that unusual, but it usually doesn't stay. They get it and then it's gone. But this time they got, and they weren't expecting to get that much snow this year, actually. They had very little until this last storm. But 2 weekends in a row, precipitation. I think 4 inches the first weekend, and 8 the last weekend. Last weekend, they got 8 inches of snow. So, but you can go up the road. You can still it's a toll road. Go up to the top of Mount Washington. I forget how many thousand feet it is. It's over 5,000 feet. Um, it's a popular hiking mountain. There in the White Mountains, New Hampshire. In fact, it's surrounded by a lot of bigger peaks that are much higher than the ones we have here in Vermont. And if you're new to me, by the way, we are in northwest Vermont, about 25-30 minutes outside of Burlington. In the mountains, I can see Mount Mansfield from my house, and I'm in the mountains myself. And in the pretty rural we are, a small town. Less than 3,000 people in our town, I think, something like that. So, but no, my garden is still the regular garden is still underwater as of this afternoon. There's still water in the top of it. We've just had so much rain it can't go anywhere. But raised beds, thankfully, are doing well. My strawberries look great, so we're gonna get a crop of strawberries this year. If I can keep the slugs out of them. For those that don't know, you can keep slugs out of your garden with beer. We put little containers, shallow containers like a cat food can or something like that, with beer in it, and it attracts the slugs, and they go in it, and they're gone. So, and it works really well. We did it last year, and I managed to save most of our strawberries. I think they got into a couple, but basically didn't. So, didn't get much of it. So, but the thing about strawberry plants is they spread crazy. You start with 10 plants, and you get 100 within a year. So they're really cool. It's a really cool plant to have, and that's, like I say, it's on our raised bed. We have 3 raised beds, so, and we just planted stuff because it's been dry enough to plant now. So let's see what else. I think that's about all the updates I need to give. Well, we did go to our grandson's graduation last weekend. That was great over at Castling, the Castling campus of the Vermont University System. They call it. Anyway, it's what it is. They renamed it now. All the campuses up here is Vermont University, and it's the Castleton campus. So he's happy. He's done. So now he's just going to find a job. But the degrees he's got in graphics design, marketing, and business, he'll do fine. So let me see what else here. Just trying to think here. Otherwise, I think okay. Yeah. I had, like I said, last week we lost a close friend, and we we're helping out the family as much as we can. So the usual thing that we do here, prepare and get meals and things like that to help out. So visit them and give them some comfort. Let me see what else. I guess that's it. We're actually looking to try and I'm actually looking to try and liquidate some of our stuff. So I may have a separate auction for some of that. That's not going to be not jewelry related. I'll try to advertise that as best as I can. But I got a ton of stuff that I just need to. I want to get. We just need to get out of here. And the kids are saying, "Hey, I don't want to deal with it." So if something happens to us, so we're gonna do some severe things, getting some stuff on the cheap. I got like 4 or 5 boxes of toys and things like that. So, and some of it's new, some of it's not. So, or some of it's collectible, some of it's not. So, anyway, okay, yacked enough. Let's switch cameras back to where we started, and hope everybody's doing well. And we will get this show on the road. As I said, I have some Pokemon. I have no. Oops, there we go. Dropping it. I don't know. Hey, this is what it's seeing there. I would guess it's pretty thick. I'm gonna guess it's somewhere between probably close to 50 cards in there. No idea. I have not opened these packages. I did not seal them. And I'm looking to see if there's a date on the back one. Well, they're pretty recent, 2020. So these are not the old, these are not original or anything like that. These are. It says 2020 on that batch, and probably the same on this batch, I imagine. Yeah, looks like at least the few I can bring up, I'll show you what I mean. On the bottom, there's a date. The glare is going to cause it difficult to read. But anyway, just trust me, it says 2020 there. It'll focus. It probably will. Anyway. So, let's see. What do we want? How about... I don't really, like I say, I'm trying to get rid of some stuff, and this is some of what I'm trying to get rid of. So, Pokemon cards, 2020. We'll start this at $4 each. How's that? So, if anybody's interested. Like I said, there's a bunch in there. Don't know what they are. I have no idea. This, I assume, means something. It says energy on it. So they both have that. And I can't tell you how much. And that one doesn't say. That one says energy also, but it's a different pattern. I don't know anything about Pokemon cards, to be honest. I know two of my grandkids collected them for years, and they have some of the original stuff, but I don't have any of that. Actually, that's not true. I have another set of Pokemon cards in an album that are laid out, and I may put those up sometime at an auction. I have tried that in the past. I also got a lot of baseball memorabilia. If anybody's baseball nuts out there, but anyway, that is what we have to start with. And I'm going to stick with a couple of non-jewelry items to get started here, and then we'll go on. So, or maybe I'll throw some jewelry in right away. I have no idea. Okay, well, pass on that. And if anybody sees these later, again, sometimes people come in late and they kind of fast forward through the video and you see something, let me know. All right. Let's put those away. Let's see, what's next? I'm trying to decide here. Maybe let's do a piece of jewelry. Let's do that. We'll start with, I've got two different pairs of earrings here. And these are my new cards that I got. So they show the earrings a little better than I think than what we've done in the past. And so let me bring it down. There we go. Earrings for choice. Let's do a buy it now for $4. How's that? And so these are like a metallic kind of a finish on it, and these are a twisted wire with a little pink piece in the center, little pink crystal, I guess. So it looks like. Oh, actually several little crystals on a ball. I don't know if you can make that on the camera, but probably not that well. But anyway, so there's these little pink crystals inside that, and this is kind of a metallic color. Greenish metallic and blue. And I don't know if the wires are silver or not. I don't know for sure. I do have some that I know that is silver or silver plated because they're tarnished, and I apologize for that up front, but I'll mention that when I go. I will clean them for you before. If you buy earrings, I will make sure they're clean before they're shipped. That's the least I can do. Okay. Put that up on the screen. And put that up there. There we go. Okay. Now, I have two of these. One is they're both brand new. And I will show them shortly after we get this up there for a few minutes, at least a minute or so here. And I got to cross this off my list. That's right. So, all right. Oh yeah, did I do those on there? Oh no, I didn't. Okay, so the first item shows the Pokemon cards, right? Okay. All right. No interest in these for $4 a piece. Again, this is what they look like. They can say they got a little pink set of crystals inside. It's a ball inside with crystals that, if I can hold that steady enough in my hand and have it focused. Let me see if I can do that. Probably not. I think the brown it's a brown placard, and I kind of hoped that it would show the color. It's a more neutral color. I thought it might show it rather than the black that some of these are on. All right, well, we'll pass on this. Hide that. Okay. All right. So I have two of these wallets. They're brand new. Here's the one in the original package. It's made by Duxtio. And there's what it looks like. It's blue, and I'll explain it in a minute. These are RFID blocking wallets. They list them as a men's wallet, but you know, I think it could be either or. To be honest with you. And we will start these at $8. I think that's what I'll do. Yeah, brand new. This one's out of the box. And if you want the one in the box and the one out of the box, I don't really care. I have the box for the original one and on all the wrappings and stuff that it was in. I'm not quite sure what this little thing is. It was sticking out. I pulled it. I think it latches or something like that on here somehow. I didn't quite figure it out. But there's a pocket here on the outside. Nothing on that side other than this ribbon thingy. I think there's a little pocket here, right here. That this looks like it goes, I think, in here, like so. Inside is the usual for an ID, the driver's license or whatever, money clip, and then several three pockets for your cards, your credit cards, and another kind of hidden little pocket there. So it's really thin. That's the whole purpose of the big push on this thing. It's very thin, RFID blocking, so it doesn't have a bulk and that kind of thing. Oops, I didn't hit the enter key. Let's try that again, huh? And so what this is it basically they say with an RFID, it means that somebody can't come along with a RFID scanner and read your chip off your card, off your credit card or your ID or whatever you have in there. It's got I think it's aluminum. It's very light. These are very, very light. So I think it's like aluminum blocker, so it blocks the thing. So this is the original packaging it came in, and this is brand new. This one is the same. I just had to. I didn't know how to describe it without showing it, so I had to take it out of the box. But anyway, that's what that is. So if there's any interest in those. Okay, and I have it on my list here somewhere. Don't I? Oh, did I not write that one down? Times 2. Oh, no, that's Pokemon. Oh, I guess I didn't write that one down. Okay, well, now it's written down. Okay, so anyway, that's the wallet. You see from my hand, it's not a large wallet, and like I say, it's got the money clip on the inside, and it's RFID blocking. Okay, we will pass on that. Okay, let's see here. Oh, this is going to be an interesting piece I came across. Any Avon collectors out there? Now, I'm going to tell you right now, it's missing the stopper. But this is an Avon Skin So Soft, empty. Decanter. We'll do this at $5. Now, you can say I'm not asking the full price that these go for, because I have seen what they go for with the gold trim, but you can see it says Avon Skin So Soft Bath Oil. For those who are familiar with Skin So Soft, it is somewhat still popular as a mosquito deterrent. Apparently, mosquitoes do not like Skin So Soft. It's in very good condition. There's a slight aberration in the glass. I don't think it's a break or chip or anything like that. It's just a little weird spot when they molded it. But it's in good condition and kind of great, really pretty blue. Yeah. Back up my camera. Back up the thing a little bit more. There we go. But anyway, that is the Avon bottle. Okay, let's see. How about we show some earrings? Some more earrings. Okay. Oh, I didn't notice that these were marked. Oh, I'm going to tell you, these earrings I'm showing you are marked KC. I'm sure somebody out there might know what it is, but let me write that down. So I'll have to look. I'm curious. I'll look it up later. Okay, we'll pass on the Avon glass. And trust me, I would pack this thing with so much packing material. But okay, we will put that aside. These are, I don't know, would you, I'm going to bring the camera down here. Okay, so I don't think these are the tight growing glass. I think it's like a power shell, or it's supposed to look like power shell. I'm going to call it power shell like earrings. And we'll start these at $6. I think that's what she wanted. No, five. And the backs are marked KC. If that means anything to anybody? They're a shepherd's hook earring. And again, this is a. You can see the size of it against my finger. And actually, I'm going to take it like that so you can see the color. Sometimes against my flesh tone is a little better than against the brown. I don't know if it's power shell or not. I'm not going to say for sure. It could be just swirly glass. It's power shell like. That's the safest thing way I can describe that. Okay. So I'm going to intermix the bit here. Okay. Leave that up there for a second while I decide what I'm going to do next. I think we'll go with this item next. I'm going to bring back some childhood memories for the next one for some people. Okay. We will pass on the earrings and hide that. And I'll find a place to put all this stuff on. Not yet. Okay. Let's bring this baby, the camera up. Anybody interested in a yo-yo? Get the focus a little better here. There we go. Now, it's not from 1955, but it is a reissue. But it is basically based on the original Duncan yo-yo from. So, I think I looked in the book, and it was 1996. I want to say includes a book on how to use your thing. I would recommend, after looking at this thing, I would recommend putting a new string on it. But we'll start this at, what did I want for this thing? $8 start. And you can see it's in the original box it came in. And this tells you it's not that old. 1955 didn't have barcodes. But there's a 1955 Super Tournament Yono, and then it says, relive the pleasure you once of a simpler time as you play with your own. And it's got the Master Champion Trick Book. So teach you how to do the tricks. So, any interest in that? I think of the next item to show. we'll go with this. Actually, I can set up the next item up. Next item will be a necklace, and I'm just trying to get the length on it. Oh, that's what I guessed. Okay. Oop, let me get that up on the screen. My apologies. Okay. Jewelry. No, I think I'm going to keep doing this. Interspersing some jewelry with some non-jewelry items until I run out of the non-jewelry items. So, okay, no interest in the yo-yo. So we will pass on that. And hide that. As I always say, if you see something later and you're watching the video later, let me know. Okay. Okay, bring the camera up. And higher, I guess. There we go. This is a smoky quartz necklace. Oops. Smoky. Necklace. 16. What did I say? It was 16-inch. We'll start this at $8. I'll show it up close here in a bit. Okay. Okay. See how it hangs? There's a barrel clasp right there. And you can see against my flesh here what smoky quartz looks like. Little smoky quartz chips, all polished up. It's just I guess that's an inventory tag, I guess, on there. Not everything I have has got an inventory tag on it. Some things I've had for a while. There's the smoky quartz. Okay. What next? What next? What next? That up there. I do have some really unusual stuff. Like I said, I'll show this next. I have no idea what to ask for these, actually, these next items. But I know there's people out there that collect this stuff, so we'll see how it goes. Okay, no interest in the smoky quartz necklace. We'll pass on that. Okay, this is, like I said, I want to alternate a little bit here between things. Bring the camera down, and this is something we came across that I know there are people out there that are interested in collecting insignia. So, and this one says Unit C Service Deployment Navy. Oh, hi, Chris. Sure. Okay. I mean, we just put that in the chat. Now, you did catch that I'm missing the stopper, right? Just make sure it's clear. Let me know if that's a problem. I'm doing okay, Chris. Doing okay. You write that down. Put your name there. Chris. Okay, thank you. Okay, written down so I didn't forget. Okay, let's get to the next item. Here, insignia. In packet, just let's call it insignia. We'll start this at. I'm going to sell both together. So let me just say that both. Starting bid of let's say $6. How's that sound? I know people collect these. I just don't know much about them. I did try to get. I did actually try to get to ROTC to get into college, but never made it. And I did get into college, but it did not on the ROTC program. And it would have been Navy too. So Sea Service Deployment Navy. I had no idea. Okay, these are pins, right? Or pins, yeah. This one says Citation Philippine, small frame, whatever that is. So there are people that collect this stuff. I have no idea if there's anybody in the audience now or later that would be interested in this. I know there's some folks I've seen in other auctions that I watch that buy this stuff, gobble this stuff up. So, but I don't know if there'd be anybody in this group or maybe in the group that catches it later. Avalon shell earrings. Oh, yeah. Let's see, that was, where did I set those down? Balloon shell. Yeah. Okay, gotcha. Power shell, abalone shell, something like that. Yeah, I couldn't remember what they call it. I'll put your name down because that was for 5. Okay, let me write that. Put that with your other item. Thank you. I'll put that sold. Chris. They were marked KC. I don't know if you caught that. Thank you. All right, set that aside. Not a problem. No, you're very welcome. Thank you for buying it. Okay, so nobody out there with the insignia, so we're going to pass on those. Yeah, I don't know if it's abalone or not. Like I said, it could be. I just can't tell. We're looking at, but the KC kind of tells you that it's some brand out there. Maybe Chris knows what that is. I don't know what the KC means. It says KC and then the copyright next to it. So I didn't get a chance to look it up. Just been too busy. But okay, so I'm going to pass on the insignia. Oops, typo. Like I say, maybe it's something out there worth it for somebody. Maybe if you're a reseller out there that sees these later on. I have no idea. I didn't even look these up what they were worth. I have no idea. So it's just something that we came across. So okay, what was I going to do next? That was the insignia. Oh yeah, jewelry. Let's go back to jewelry. I got a lot of earrings. So let's see. We haven't done a necklace. Oh no, we did one necklace. That's right. We did one necklace, right? So I do have. Let's see here. Okay, I do have some more of the last couple of auctions. I've had this dichroic necklaces, and I do have some more tonight, so we'll show that and bring the camera up. So as I mentioned in last week, or maybe the end of the week, the time before, we met the woman who actually created these, and she's moving to South Carolina, I think she said, and she was just getting rid of them. So I have a few more tonight, and I'll show you this one here. I want to call this the pink triangle. Dichroic necklace. Same price as last time, $8. So I am keeping consistent on my pricing tonight. And let's see, let me get my pin out here. And let's see, I wrote down Chris's name for the other thing. Yep. So good. Marcy Marleni at 8. And so we will say going once. I have about 30 something items tonight, so I'm going to try and see if I can fit it in the 2 hours. Going twice. As some of you may know, I do sometimes go rather quickly, so I have a lot. And I've dug into some of, oops, not pass. Let's remove that, get rid of that comment. Comment, there we go. Last call. Why did I type pass? Man. Sold to sold. Didn't get sniped. So sold. Break it down. Thank you. As always. And put that other stuff of yours right there. Okay. Let's see. This wasn't in the preview, but this is a really, really interesting piece of glassware. And I have to bring the camera way up to show this baby. And what's really cool about this particular piece, get the camera so it won't move on me here. And I'm hoping you can see that, the controlled bubbles in this thing. I looked this up. They call it an, oh, cool. I love golden doodles. Oh, they are such a great dot. We're actually looking, we have, our, if you've seen my video of our little basset mix, we are looking for a potential mate, not a mate in the sense of breeding, but just another dog to keep her company. And we're trying to find something similarly sized, but we have considered something as big as a golden doodle, only because of the temperament. We met her at the yard sale, and she was selling everything out of her house and getting rid of what she could get rid of, and they wanted to liquidate very quickly. We are looking for a companion for our basset mix. She's 3 this July. She just has energy, and so anyway, I didn't get rid of my hide that. Okay, so my research said that some people list this similar item to this one. I say similar because they're all handmade, right? But it was almost identical in design to this one. I'd say it was identical. If you really have to look for the differences, but this is vintage. I'm going to call this a vintage ashtray. And with controlled bubbles. And that's what makes me think that they may be right in that it could be Murano. I'm just going to say Murano ? And I'll show you the details up front here in a second. So we'll start this one at $10. And this thing is, let me get my ruler here so you can see the size. Looks like it's about 8 inches across that way. That's 8 inches round, 8 inches in diameter. But if you see the bubbles in that thing, if you can see that, there we go. That's a good picture right there. You can see the controlled bubbles. And then I didn't clean this out. Apologize for the dust, but we are vintage dust. This is, and then the bottom, this is the only place where there's a little bit of scratching, but this was polished. And that usually is a good indication when they polish the bottom. You could use this for anything. I mean, it has the 2 little dimples on the sides here for, where the cigarette or cigar or whatever would go. And it's not too heavy, but it is solid. It is, this is some thick glass on this thing. And I couldn't find any chips anywhere. I ran my fingers all over this thing. And I didn't find anything that was damaged that I could see or feel, other than these scratches on the very bottom from where it was sitting on the table. And you can see that in the camera there a little bit. But I didn't know if anybody would be interested in something like that. Let me get my. Oh, I see Chris at 10. Sorry, Chris. I was too busy showing it and not watching the screen. So, but yeah, I got this for a bargain. So, I don't think that people knew what they had, and I thought, I'm going to pass this on as a bargain to somebody else. And I'll bet you can turn around and still make some decent money on this. So okay, we're going to say going once, going twice. Last call. Sold to Chris for $10. And I thank you, Chris. Let me write your name down on my list as soon as I find it. There we go. I promise I'll pack it really, really well. I have lots and lots of bubble wrap and peanuts, so we will get that packaged up for you. Okay. Let's see here. All right, how about we go? I think I've shown this in a previous auction, but I really don't remember. This is a cute little pin. I thought I'd show again if I did show it. It's one of those things I can't remember if I showed it or not. And I think I did, but little gold tone turtle with topaz-like crystals in it. I guess I would call it topaz. Let me get rid of this message on the screen. Okay. Oh. Okay, you're not a reseller. That's fine. I know there's a number of the people here that are not resellers, but there are a few that show up. Okay, I'm just gonna call this a turtle pin. I'll show you the back in a second. Oops, I can spell the word turtle. Pin. Oh, I don't think I wanted much for him. No, $5. We'll start him at $5. And I'll bring him up close so you can see it up close against my hand here. So you can see he's not that big, maybe an inch across. My thumb is roughly an inch, so yeah, just about an inch across. And there's the back. No writing or any signature or anything I could find on it. There's no stabby factor. The pin doesn't stick out, but it is cute, little pin. And his eyes are. I don't know if you notice, the eyes are green. So. Anyway, yeah. Well, my wife's jewelry collection is. I had to go buy her another jewelry box. Let's put it that way. I don't mean a little one either. So she's got that because of the green eyes. Okay, we're gonna say going once, going twice. Last call. Sold to Marlene for $5. Thank you, Marlene. Okay, turtle. Where is it? There it is. Your list. Okay. Oh yeah, but that was your other stuff right here. All right. Let's see here. Earrings. I've done earrings for a bit. Okay, these I'm going to put up 2 sets. I think I will do. Maybe not. I don't know. No, I guess I'll just do the 1 set. Okay. These are marked on the, and I'll show you if I can on the camera. Oops, get rid of the thing on the screen. These are marked Avon. So, oh, I'm glad to hear that. See that, Chris. Thank you. I'm glad you love it. I don't have any sets tonight, unfortunately. I didn't dig them out. A few have missed some of my stuff in the past. I have some stuff. I still have some stuff left over from the state that we've been selling. And I had a ton of sets. I sold almost all of them one night. But I will dig around and find some more for next week. I am doing one next week. I'm trying to think. Next week is June. There's 1 week in June where we're on vacation, so we're not here. But anyway, so okay, all right. So let's go with these. I'm going to let these go for Avon marked earrings. We're going to start these at $4. How's that, huh? So here's what they look like. I think that's just acrylic. I don't think they're not cold to the touch. And gold tone. And then let's see if I can get that to focus on the camera, but you can almost, that'll focus. Come on, focus. See the marking there on the backing that says Avon. That's the only place it says Avon is on the backing. So that's why I'm saying it's Avon marked earrings. I don't know if they are, or not, but yeah. I didn't grab any of the estate stuff tonight. I just didn't have a chance. So, okay. Okay, yes. Did I put that up on the screen? No, I did not. Oh, that's right. I forgot, Marlene. You sold Avon, yeah. Yeah, it was sold to, I think they're still making stuff, though, as far as I know. Just different new owners. But anyway, that's them. Okay, well, it's up there for a second. Let's see. Oh, that's right. I showed those 2 of the wallets. Okay, so that's good. Okay, let's go with this next. And we will pass on those. Take the right spot. Yeah, we had our Avon lady that lived near us. Was a frequent visitor. Okay. Set those aside. What was I about to show next? Oh yeah, this is what do they call it? People Pin by Lucinda. I'm going to start this at $7. And I know the Lucinda stuff can go for usually 10 to 20, depending on what it is. There's some that are highly collectible and some not so much. My wife has some in her collection. So there's the front. Just to show you the back. This gives you, it usually sometimes gives you the age. This is when she was still living in Maine. She no longer lives in Maine, although she's still making the pins. But what's interesting about her pins is they're all unique. So I see you're bid at 7, so we'll say, oops, I'm going to put that on the screen. We'll say going once. Oops. Going once. Excuse me. Going twice. Last call. Sold to Marlene for $7. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Alrighty. Time for some more earrings. Let's go with some nice ones. These I have to apologize. These are tarnished, but we will clean them up. I promise. These are silver, or at least they appear to be silver. I tried to test them, but I didn't have much success. Let me check my magnet real quick just before I say that. Now, they're not magnetic. They're post earrings, and I have them in a box. I just left them in the box I had them in. And so I'm going to call these the 3 pink crystal. Oops, let's try that again. Crystal earrings. I'm going to put a question mark, but I'm fairly confident these are silver. We're going to start these at 7. And I promise I will clean them up. I will polish them. Um, we have right silver cream that we clean our stuff with, so we do it by hand. No toothbrush. But there they are. And like I said, I did try to check for markings on both on the backs and on the earrings, but I did not find any markings on them. But they're really, really pretty, I thought, and fairly delicate, as you can tell. They're not really big. But I see Marlini at 7, so we will say going once, going twice. Last call. Again, I'm moving quickly tonight. Again, like I said, I got a lot of items, and we're already only not even halfway through. So, and we will say so to Marlini. Again, let me try this again. Something happened here when I was trying to type. So to Marlini for $7. Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't always remember to post it up on the screen, but I'll write that down. Okay, where are we? See, I'm gonna. Oh, let's do this little guy. One of the only bracelets I want to show tonight. What did I do with it? Oh, here it is. My list. So it's a really interesting multicolor metal bracelet. Only 2 charms on it right now, and there's the clasp right there at the top. So I'm just going to call this the multi-color metal charm bracelet. We'll start this at $5, and just show you the charm that's on there. There's one with a guitar, one side there, and there's the other. Kind of a cute charm, actually. And then the other charm, I think, has some. Oh, it says Charm It. And there's the clasp there. It'll focus. I think this is pretty small. I think it's intended to be a child's, but I'm not sure. Let me get my. Let me unhook it and get my ruler out. And we'll check the length here. Looks like 6 and I'd say 7-inch. I'd say so 7-inch. Longer than I expected, actually. Although, of course, you can hook it wherever you want, make it smaller, which is interesting thing about that. Yeah, I was thinking Hard Rock Cafe too because of the guitar. Yeah, exactly. Oh, really? There's one in Gary, huh? I had my old boss was. I worked at IBM. Was from Gary, Indiana. Talked about this. I guess it was steel mills in that area. So something like that. So yeah, but he got smart, went to college, and became an engineer with IBM. Worked for him for off and on for quite a few years. He was a good guy. So yeah, that's right. Yep, he did mention that Michael Jackson hometown. Yep, he did mention that. He would have been. Let's see, he's got to be in his early 80s if he's still living. So, but again, he would live this. He would have been living there probably 60 or 70 years ago, like in the 50s, early 60s. So. Probably was a different town then with the steel mills and everything. But, all right, we're going to pass on this. And one state I've flown over, but I've never been to. Okay. I'm starting to run out of non-jewelry stuff here, I think, so it's going to be. Although you did mention this earlier, and I had these. I don't think it was last week; it was 2 weeks ago. Well, we'll show it just for the folks, benefit of the folks that were out there. These little. This is a resin little beaver. This is Barefoots by Montana artist Jeff Fleming, Sugar Tree Farms Inc. And it's numbered. Anybody interested in these guys? I would say. See, well, I don't remember I was asking for these before, but he's carrying his stick. Whoa, let's do $6. That sounds fair. I don't know. Kind of just guessing at a number. If somebody has a better number, throw it out there. I'll be more. I won't be offended. I think it's a resin. It's pretty light, but I'm gonna guess from looking at it. It doesn't say. It's not wood. I can guarantee you that for sure. It feels like a resin. So whether they hand painted it or not, I have no idea. But anyway, yeah, we have those around here. It can be a nuisance at times, but most of the time, generally, nobody cares. They leave them alone. I know in Maine, when they have a problem with them, they usually relocate them to some more remote area where they're not going to be as much of a problem because they can cause some flooding. But okay, we'll pass on him because I have two of them. I have him. This is the one I thought would go for sure. No name on this guy, but anybody on a bobblehead beaver? And I looked this guy up. He's really funny. It says Vermont on here on this little thing that's hanging off of him. Back him up. There we go. And there's no name on it on the bottom. These are just a tourist trap type thing. But we'll call him the bobble head beaver. Oh, I know what these go for in the tourist traps. So, but I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep this in a reasonable range. I'm going to say $6 for him as well. And of course, this is the tag that's removable. It's just on string and whatever. So you don't have to leave the Vermont thing on there if you don't want it. But I've seen other people selling these that were, hey Ava, and thank you for joining us. Yeah, the Banff. I think somebody was selling it. It was when I had Banff, which is up in Canada, Park National Canadian Park up there. So thank you. Happy Wednesday to you as well. So anyway, yeah, definitely will. I'll check your channel out when I get a chance. Won't be there now, but we'll definitely check it out. Okay. I have no problem if you want to post a link, Ava, and that's true of most people. If you have a channel that you want to advertise, just send me post in the chat you'd like to share it, and I'll say go right ahead. I'll usually say go ahead, as long as I think most of the people that are out there are pretty honorable people, so I don't usually worry about it too much. Okay, well, what did I say? Oh yeah, bobblehead. There you go. Oh, so anyway, okay. So all right, let's put him aside. We'll pass on him. Some cute stuff. All right, let's go with some jewelry. My wife loved this piece and almost didn't want to part with it. I'm going to hang it up here and then show it to you. All right, let me bring the camera up. There we go. Oh, let's get rid of that on the screen. That's not a beeper. So this is I'll describe this guy. Well, let me cross off a couple other things here while I'm trying to find it on my list. Oh, here it is. Okay. So I'm calling this a blue. It's kind of a pale blue. Multi-strand. Those are seed beads, by the way. Bead necklace. And we'll start it at $7. She almost didn't want to part with this thing. I think this is handmade. The reason I say that is, look at the clasp. Giant button with a loop on the other end. Let's see if I can get that on the camera here. So you just, and there's how that's the clasp. Cool, huh? I think the overall length, I'm going to say, is 16. Now let me check here. Pretty close to 18. Somewhere between 17. I'd say 16, 17 in that range. But yeah, I want to show it up close against my hand because I know the color shows it better usually that way. You can see it's kind of a pale blue. I wouldn't call it a cyan, but and I don't know how many strands there are in here. It's like 4, 8, looks like about a dozen or so strands of beads, of seed beads. And that's that. There it is. Let's see, Chris at 7. Let me put that up on the screen. And for those that are new to my channel, I usually go dollar increments up to $10 and $2 increments after that. I move things pretty quickly. I don't. I have too much to show, and I only try to keep. I'm trying to keep it to. I have to get up at 6:30 in the morning, so I usually try to wrap up by 10:30 or so. Okay, we're going to say going once. Let's get my cursor in the right place. There we go. Going twice. Last call. Excuse me. And sold to Chris for $7. Thank you, Chris. Let me write your name down. And put that with your bowl, your tray, ashtray. Okay, where are we? Time for some earrings again. How about, no, I'll go with these, I think. Okay, we'll bring the camera down again. And I call this a fuchsia, maybe. I'm not one for colors generally, but I did ask my wife, and she sort of agreed. These are post earrings. Oh no, thank you, Chris. You're welcome. Let's see, what did I want for these? Did I even write this one down? Oh, I didn't write that down. Nasty here. Oh, here they are. $5. Okay, that's what I knew it was in that range. Oh, interesting. Okay. Okay. Where was I? Oh yeah. I'm calling it. I guess it's fuchsia. It's kind of a pink. I don't know. We'll start these at $5. And they're post steering. The number on the back is just my. Just keep me tracking my list here. Nothing to do with the price. I'll give you an idea of the size there next to my thumb. So that looks like they're about an inch long. They hang down like so. Sorry, I'm just trying to keep track of what I got here. Oh, geez, I almost forgot about that item. I got two other items that are non-jewelry items that were in the preview that I need to show. Hey, boy, I'm slipping here. Okay. Okay. Let's see here what to show next. I think I'm going to show the other item I had, and we'll set it up here. We've got a few folks watching now, it looks like, so it'll be a good time to show this item. Okay, I'm going to pass on this. And hide that. And set those aside. And I'm going to have to, I think I'm going to have to back the camera up to show the whole thing here. Hang on, let me set my clipboard aside here for a second. And there. Okay, and as you can see, this is new with tags. This is a Melly, I'm going to show you the tag, but Melly Blanco. I'm going to write it down in the chat. Yeah, cool. And we're going to start this at $10. So this is brand new. And let me show the name here. And I had to look up what vegan leather was. I had no idea. Melly Blanco, Los Angeles. And there you see, approved vegan leather. So, and so it's got a magnetic clasp here, and the inside pocket here, like that, just an open one, and then a zippered pocket here, and it still has the paper on the inside here. It really does feel like kind of, they get that roughish kind of finish like a leather, but it's on the inside, but it's not. It still has some of the paper in here. And just to show you, the zipper works very easily. There's no pockets on the back. The name is embossed in the material in the back. It is a adjustable, I think, in the sense of this piece here, the strap. So it's a quite long strap. You could almost use it as a crossbody, I think, if you wanted. It has a piece like that on the top, very top piece. But it's kind of a green. This is silver. I know the light's making it look kind of goldish, but it's actually silver tone here. I think they call it olive. Yeah, there we go. Even says it on the tag here. It says olive. I can get that without glare. Come on. There we go. There. Put the light away. Style number and olive. Olive. So, if there's any interest in that, if not, it'll be on eBay for a lot more. I did comp it, and it goes for more than this. especially if it's new. Okay, no interest in that. We will pass on the brand new purse. Set aside. How about some silver earrings? Let me bring the camera back up close here and down. Let me get rid of this screen here. These are silver. They're not marked, but we know. My wife actually. This is from her old jewelry business from, let's say, a few decades ago, more than 2 decades ago. Silver and crystal. No, not crystal. Quartz rings. Where do we put that on the list here? I know I haven't. We'll start at $8. And it is a guarantee silver. And just to show you what they look like here, I'm going to take one off and show it against my hand, like I said, because I think it shows better against the flesh tone. But it looks like a eagle claw, or some kind of a raptor type claw, I would guess. Is there any interest in that? Okay. So, yeah, they were pretty popular. But we used to do shows, basically, craft shows, farmers markets, that kind of stuff for years. And these were usually pretty popular back then. We had mostly silver stuff that we sold. There were some non-silver things, but not much. So hard to type. Yeah, it's a challenge when you're walking the dogs, I guess, more than again, huh? So, okay. Where was I? I'm just trying to set up my next piece here. Oh, yes. I got a lot of earrings tonight. So maybe I should get into some more earrings here. I've got a few more necklaces, but I will do one more non-jewelry piece here next. Okay, I'm going to say pass on that. And hide that and put that aside. And knock it off the list. Okay. All right. Check that off. Okay. This, I'm going to take it out of the bag here. Any stamp collectors out there? All the Elvis fans out there. I have a set of stamps. Now there's some slight damage on these two here, but there's the Elvis, and this one is for Henry Q. Tanner, and you can see Howlin' Wolf and Jimmy Rushing. I think there was a Mildred Bailey, Ma Rainey, Bessie Smith, and then oops, let me open that up here. Is Billie Holiday. My daughter can sing Billie Holiday. She's really good. Is Howlin' Wolf again? Or is it? Yep, Howlin' Wolf again. Robert Johnson. Oh, I know his stuff. Bessie Smith. I know her stuff. But there's some stamps. Okay. I'm not going to ask that much. I think these. We'll start. Uh, yeah, we say, other than Elvis, most of these are blues artists. So there's the Elvis stamp. These have a cancel mark on them. So I'm wondering, this is interesting, that there's a cancel mark there, there, and there. And yet it's a string of stamps. So I'm guessing, and see, there's some residue on the back. So I'm guessing these were actually used. Whereas this one and the Elvis one, they still have the gummy background on them. So, but I'm just going to say the stamps, I'm going to start them at $6. I think that's a bargain. If anybody's interested. I don't know the years these came out, but 29-cent stamps. It's got to be a while ago. Let's see if there's a date on this. Let's see. It just says rock and roll singer on it, 1935 to 1977. None of these are dated. They're dated. There's a date on each of the things: jazz singer, blues singer, blues. It's just so this describes the years, their birth year and their death year on there. Except for this one, I have no idea. This one doesn't have any kind of labeling on it at all. I don't even know much about what that kind of stamp is. There's not even a value on it, is there? Oh yeah, 8 cent. That's an 8-cent stamp. Huh. American Painter, it says on it. Okay. American Painter. Okay. Well, I didn't know. Sometimes I have sold some stamps here in the past, and there are folks out there that say, "Oh, I find them interesting or whatever." May or may not be collectors, and maybe these are worth a lot more than what I'm asking. I have no idea, but I got them for next to nothing, so I'm letting you have them for a good deal, I think. Okay, we'll pass on these. I don't see anybody jumping at it, so put them back in their bag. I saw the Elvises. That's what caught my eye when I grabbed these, because I know there are Elvis fans out there. So, okay, let's do another dichroic. Open very much. Okay, here's another dichroic necklace. We'll do, like I said, I've got a few of them tonight, so let's bring this one up. Get this message here, and I'm going to call this one the yellow dichroic necklace. Starting bid of $8, same as the others. You never know. You never know who's. Sometimes people do. I actually have had that happen a few times. It doesn't happen very often, but a few times people will email me and say, "Hey, did this sell?" And they'd be interested for what I was asking. And I have sold them that way. So it's not unusual, but it's not typical, I guess is the best way to put it. So it does happen. Well, I mean, you can fast forward through the videos, right? If you see something as you're fast forwarding through. Again, this all came from that same woman. We just had the pendants. We added the gold tone necklaces to them. So, yes, I remember that, Chris. You have gone through and done that. Yeah, I do recall that. So, I've been doing this longer than I can recall now. It's been a while. But I try to catch other people's auctions too. So, that's why I'm only doing it once a week. But I probably should be doing it more often for as much stuff as I've got. I just don't. Between working, I work half days. I work from 6:30 to 7:30 to 11:30. I get up at 6:30, from 7:30 to 11:30 from home. So, as I often joke, my commute is walk upstairs. So, but anyway, okay. Well, I don't see anybody interested in this particular dichroic, so we will look for something else here to show. Oh, more earrings, I guess. I think I've shown these yet. I did show that already. I'm trying to keep my stuff separate that I've shown from what I haven't shown. I think, yeah, getting down to now where I'm going to be pretty much all jewelry for the rest of the evening, I think. Look at my list here to make sure I'm not lying to you, but I think that's true. Oh, wow. Yeah, we kind of, there's a few of the auctions that we used to watch almost religiously, and I haven't. There's been a few that folks that I like to support that are on, and I try to catch them as much as possible. But not that I buy a lot, but we do buy some, and if it's something I'm interested in personally. So I'm not a big collector of items, but we often find useful items, and that's usually what I'm looking for. So, okay, I'm going to pass on this. And pull that one off. Set that one aside. Bring the camera down to some earrings. These are kind of a greenish tinted earring on a brass-like. I'm not going to say it's brass, but a brass-like. Yeah, I know. Well, I know the West Coast folks. There used to be a couple of West Coast auctions we used to love to watch. Back when I wasn't working, when I was fully retired, I could stay up till midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning. In fact, I joined a couple that started at 10 and went till. My wife thought I was nuts. I think I went to bed at 2:30 in the morning or something like that. Only in part because the auction finished at 2, but we ended up yakking offline for another half hour. So, yeah, crazy, huh? Okay. Yeah, these. Oh, yeah, these are not marked. No, it's not marked. Okay, so what am I calling these? Just to get my names. Let me look. I got a number on the back so I can keep track of which one this is. My list here. All right, so I'm calling this a brass like and green earrings. Number you're going to hear a lot. You've heard a lot tonight. $5. I think I've been doing a lot of $5 stuff tonight, haven't I? Yeah. Okay. All right. Let me take one off the card. And again, these are. I think these are silver plate. Let's get this backing on it, so I'll have to leave it on there. It's got the little, it's a shepherd's hook, but it's got that little backing thing. And there's some tarnishing there, so on the hook. So I will clean that up. But you can see they got a kind of a crystalline kind of a look to them. There's the back. Again, no markings I could find. But yeah, and Kim too. Have you ever gone to Kim's auctions? She was the one I went till 2:30 in the morning or something like that. And she's in Texas, so what is that, an hour difference from me? So, but yeah, I knew Beth. Yeah, I try to catch her when I can. She says some interesting stuff. Francine, yeah, I remember Francine. Yeah, she's good. You've seen the daylight from the windows. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, you're in Texas. That's right. I should remember that, Chris. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know where Kim is, and we've kept in touch. So, yeah. Are you up in that same part of Texas? Because I know you guys just got clobbered with some nasty storms Monday. We have friends just north of Austin, and they were really worried. So they're okay. My wife talked to them recently. So, but, yeah, they've had some nasty weather in Texas and Oklahoma and forget where the other Tennessee. Forget where else they was getting nailed by all that storms. But yeah, pretty bad stuff. Okay. Oh yeah, I didn't realize until I put the light on it. I didn't realize there's another second little tiny stone above it that's kind of bluish in color. Huh? Didn't notice that before. Okay. We'll pass on these. And got a screen. Yeah. I'm getting older now. Doing that kind of stuff is not healthy. All right. Let me get this guy up. I'm trying to figure out how it hangs. Give me a second. There we go. This is I'm not gonna put it on my board. I'm just gonna put it like this because it's kind of short. But I'm bring the camera up. So, and this has got a toggle style clasp. Very decorative actually for a little toggle clasp. And the interesting thing, let me redo it here because actually one side has little crystals in it on the round clasp. Look at that. So my wife said we put on. Okay, so what am I calling this? It's sort of purple and blue and clear stone. So it's short too. It's more of a choker. So we're going to call this, and this, I'm trying to see if this is glass or. So I think it's a mixture of glass and acrylic beads. Yes, I did say happy birthday. I hope you had a good one Sunday. I hope the weather was at least decent for you. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, I'm going to call this the 3-strand necklace. So just no other better way to describe it, I guess. We'll start this one at $7. How's that sound? So bring it up close. You can see the different colors in it. Purple, kind of a light purple, clear. There's some kind of purplish colored. I should remember these are called sleeve-like things in there. And like I said, that toggle clasp was interesting. I did look for a name on this thing because I thought, wow, this is really pretty decorative for a no-name thing, but could not find anything. But it's more of a choker, I would say. I'll give you a measurement here in a second since I undo it because I'm gonna actually measure the actual length here. And I'm gonna say it's my tape measure is a little more than 12 inch. It's got to be 14 inch. 14 inch. So I would definitely call that a choker, right? I get you ladies beat by over 20 years. So turned 71 back in April. And I wouldn't be working right now. I'd be retired like I was last year. But my company I worked for called and back in the fall and pleaded more or less, go back to work. So I'm working part-time. Very desperate for the help. So the money's nice. Can't say that I don't like it. It does impact a little bit my lifestyle now. Although I have to tell you, when you retire, you think you're not going to be busy. I was just as busy as ever, just doing different things. Not just these auctions and stuff, but I had my eBay business going as well and things like that. So, okay, no interest in this nice little necklace, so we'll pass on that. And pull out. Okay. call it a necklace, but technically it's a choker, I guess, right? So, all right, more earrings. Oh, let's go with these guys. These are, my wife thought these were really cool. I gotta reposition my light here. I think that's going to help if I can do that in a better position. There we go. So some football stud earrings, kind of like decorative, and little crystals all around. I don't think it says anything on them. I think it's just bring them up closer. You can see it's a bit of focus. But yeah, like I said, we have 100 and see how old is this house now? House was built in 1857, and it just constantly needs something fixed. So now I'm starting to get to the point where I'm hiring people to do most of it. I used to do a lot of it myself. Football earrings. We're gonna start these at $6. Like I said, these are pretty cool. They got they're really quite shiny. I think the light catches it pretty well here. You can get it to focus. Yeah, well, the original house, it's your typical Vermont house here. They built a house, then they added onto it, and they added onto it again. So that wasn't unusual. The original house is only, I think, 30 by 30 in size, and two-story. And then, I see Merlini at 6. Okay, we'll say going once. Going twice. Last call. And yeah, and so we've done some pretty serious renovations on this place. Almost all the plaster and lath is gone. Thank you, Merlini, by the way. And that was nasty. The horsehair plasters, nasty stuff. All right, where am I? Merlini. Okay, is this the one I think it is? No. Yes. Okay. Okay. I think this is the one. Let me double check here. Sorry, I'm just looking something up here. Yep. Okay. Another necklace here we're going to put up. And this, anybody into pink? Any Barbie fans out there? Okay. There. All righty. Now, the interesting thing about this one is this is Leah Sophia. Like this. And I'm going to write that one down. It is $7. We'll start this one out. Try and give you some good deals tonight, I think. Okay. Also checking off my list here, make sure I'm marking things off that I've shown. Yeah, missing a few things. I'm on schedule though. Looks like I'll finish up maybe a little before 10:30. We'll see. I do have some backup pieces to keep me busy. Yeah, they were. I have a few Leah Sophia pieces. I have a bracelet somewhere here in one of the drawers, and maybe one or two necklaces. I don't think, or earrings, or some of each. Can't recall. Also, a ton of artwork too. I need to figure out what to do with. Some is really good stuff. Some really nice stuff, actually. Anyway, so let me take this off the board here, and just to show you, there's the tag right Yeah, get it on the camera here. Here's the tag. It says Leah Sophia somewhere there on one side of it. It's not being cooperative. There we go. And you can see the pale kind of a pinkish colors and a little bit of offset by a little bit of white in there. It's short. I would say that's a 16-inch maybe, because I have it fully extended pretty much in the extended chain. So, okay, we'll pass on that. Yeah, I think my wife got, this isn't one of her pieces, but I think she has some of Leah Sophia from, I guess they had home parties or something like that for it. Does that sound right? So, okay, earrings. Oh, I like these. My wife liked these too. I'm going to show these next. These are really pretty. Okay, so well, that light's a little too intense. Let me bring this away here a bit. There we go. That shows it better. That light was just a little too much. So these are gold in tone and green. Oh, I see 7. Oh, that's for the Leah Sophia, Chris, I assume. Okay, let me just say, Leah Sophia. I'm going to write it down as that. Leah Sophia sold to Chris for $7. Yep. Saw it. Just posting it in the chat now. Thank you. Let me put that with your stuff. Okay. All right. So we're going to call this the gold, and what am I calling? What color do they call these? Gold tone and green. It looks like a green thread in the center of it. So that's what I kind of said. Gold tone and green thread earrings, and starting this at, oops, I misspelled thread. Hang on. We'll start this at $6. Okay, so we'll bring them up close here. You can see it better. You can see it looks like it's a woven pattern in there. Oh, that shows it good. There we go. Really pretty. Bolton here, shepherd's hook. It's a pale green, I would call it. But it is definitely. I know my wife claims I'm colorblind, but I think I confirmed the color with. There are some colors I do have difficulty distinguishing between green and blue, but I can usually, with something like this, I think pretty sure that's green, and you can tell me from what you see on the camera, but looks green to me, and they're pretty good size, as you can see. I'll put my thumb in the picture here, just to give you an idea of size. Okay, let's see here. What's next? We'll go with this one. Yeah, I think we'll just get through most of what I brought tonight. Looks like I've got a few items I haven't. Oh, I forgot about this one. I put it where I'll see it. I'll forget I had it. Oh, I just found something I was looking for that I dropped. Goody. All right. No interest in these. I think these are really cool, actually, myself. But let me write that down. Yeah. I think did I go through everything? I did. So I did cover all the non-jewelry stuff, even ones that weren't expecting the show. Okay, pass on this. And go to another necklace. Put some light on the subject here. So this is hematite and some kind of yellow red. Here's where my color gets a little off to me. It seems like a yellowish green. And hopefully that's what you see too. So type it in here. Hematite. Oops, I'm spelling hematite here. Hematite and greenish bead necklace. And we're gonna just oops, misspelled necklace. Good grief. Start this one at $5. And we'll show it up close. And it's got a toggle style clasp like the one we had earlier. And you can see the color here. It's pretty. It's looking a little more yellow on my computer screen than it is. To me, it looks a little more green. But then they have the hematite and the beads in the center of each of the rings. And that's so it's got a kind of, and this is really long. I'm going to say this has got to be 18 to 20. Let me look here. Let me get my measuring tool and give you a better length. Yeah, 22 actually. Looks like. So this hangs down quite a ways. Let's try to get a screen better. Alrighty, let me cross that off the list. Did that. Get down to mostly, I got one more necklace and the rest looks like the earrings. So, oh no, yeah, two more necklaces. I'll take that back, two more necklaces. So, okay, we'll pass on this. Bring the camera down. And these look to be stone, but I'm not really sure. They don't feel cold to the touch. And the hooks are a bit tarnished, so I will clean those up. Like I said earlier, anything that looks like it's been tarnished, I will clean. And so I'm just going to call these the swirl earrings. I gotta give them a name so we can reference them somehow. And we'll start these at what did they want? That's $5. Let's go $4. Let's say $4. And they're quite long. So here's my thumb. You know, you can see these are these hang down a couple inches easily. So you have a better idea how they look when they're dangling. Got a little tiny amber colored bead at the top and one somewhere near the bottom there. I think that might be glass. You know, maybe that's just glass. Hard to know for sure. I wouldn't promise that, you know, anything. It could be acrylic for all I can tell. Oops, I need to get rid of that hematite message on the screen, huh? It would help. There we go. Okay. Alrighty. Yeah, old house, but they, in the 1980-ish, they attached an apartment to the side of it for their son. And then at some point before that, they put an addition on the back, which became the master bedroom. But the original hand-dug stone-lined well is still there, still on the property, not in use. We got a drilled well now, but it still has water, just not fit to drink. But okay, we'll pass on these. We'll go over another necklace. There's no markings on this necklace either, and I believe it is mildly magnetic. How's that sound? What does that mean? It means it might be a silver plate, but definitely not. It's not silver. So okay, so another necklace. I'll bring it closer here so you can get a better look at it. Let's pass on these guys. Did that. Get that out of there. So I'm going to call this the caged pearl necklace. And we'll start this at $5. What did I say? Did I say it was 16? I think I said it was 16. Could be 18. I'll have to look again. I'll show it up close here in a second. I'm just looking for my pen. I just had it in my hand a minute ago. Oh, there it is. I covered it up. Okay, so why do they call this the caged pearl necklace? Well, it's got this rope-like necklace, and at the end, the pendant is in a silver tone cage with a little pearl-like. I don't think it's a real pearl, but it looks like a real pearl. Pretty good simulation if it isn't. In it, and it's a standard clasp like that. I'll get you a length here just to be on the safe side. I think it's 16. Yep, 16-inch. Again, very delicate little rope-like chain and a little caged item on the end. I see Chris at 5. Oh, you want the squirrel? Okay, yep, gotcha, Marlene. Let me just write that down first. And we'll take care of you first. Sold squirrel earrings to Marlene for $4. Oops, I fixed my typos here. Okay, just to make that official. These. Okay, and let's say going once on this one, going twice. Excuse me. Last call. Sold to Chris for $5. Thank you, Chris. Okay, let me set that with your other stuff. And Marlene, yours is already with your stuff. Get rid of the comment on the screen. We do too. She's 19, just finished her first year of college, and she is always more than happy to look at the jewelry we have. Actually, she's made jewelry. She had taken a jewelry class, so she's pretty good at it. Okay, here's another dichroic pendant. What am I calling this one? I'm keeping the name simple on these guys because it's more than just blue. I'm calling this the blue dichroic pendant, starting at $8. Like I said, it's a gold tone chain. I think they were 18-inch chains or maybe something like that. So show it up close so we can get the glare off of it. There we go. There's the focus. Not large. You see where my finger. Also, you can see what that is on the bottom, but it's just the material. I thought for a second, I thought it might have been signed. And there's this is what the back. The backs of them always look very plain. So, just so you know. There it is. Oh, nice. Oh, really? Oh, that's cute. Both. Yeah, that is nice. Lynn. Oh, hey, Lynn. You just got to click on you're trying to subscribe to me. You just click on the subscribe button on YouTube, and that is. And I do most weeks. I'm on Wednesday evenings again from 8:30 to 10:30. There are exceptions on occasion, but I will always try to post some kind of a preview video the day before, Lynn. So you can get the preview just has a sample of some of the items that we're going to do. We're up here in Northwest Vermont. You can, at the very top of the comments is my email address, but I'll put it in the chat just as well. So it does help. You don't need to do any kind of, just send me an email with your information, your PayPal account and, so I can, and your mailing address and your real name. That's all I ask. Yeah, Marlene does this often. She will see something sometimes later, do a screenshot and send me an email saying, "Hey, I'd like to buy this." So just email me. Like I said, the information's at the very top of the chat. Again, but I just put my email in there. But just your YouTube name, your real name, your mailing address, and how to bill you through PayPal. Usually it's your email. So, and that works fine. And I ship through Pirate Ship, coming from Vermont. Get you the best deal I can on shipping. I do make sure I package things well, that they don't get damaged. But yeah. So, okay. No interest in this dichroic. So, but yes, nice to see a new name. I appreciate you being here. Of course, you can go back and look at any videos we have out there. If you see something that didn't sell, you can email me and say you're interested in it. No problem with that. Assuming, and I'll let you know if it did sell or not, because sometimes I do get emails from people saying, "Hey, I saw this and I'd like to buy it." So it may not have happened during the auction. It may have happened after the auction. That happens. Not a lot, but it does happen. So, okay, we're going to pass on this dichroic. I have one more dichroic after this one, but I'll show that in a bit. So let's pass on this one. And I didn't put that up on the screen, but that's all right. Okay, where am I? Yes. Earrings. What do I got left? I got 4 pairs of earrings left. And you know what? I think, because it's getting pretty darn close to 10:30. Getting pretty close. Let me do this. 12, 8. I am going to do some buy it nows. So we'll do 2 at a time here. So, in a way, buy it now. If you're new, buy it now. The first one in there with a bid. And so there's going to be two items. So you just say left or right or description or whatever you feel identifies the one you're interested in. Um, so for choice, buy it now, $5. Okay, so don't put 5 in the chat. That doesn't tell me which one you want. If you want both, and you're the first one to say both, you get both. If you write left or right, that or 1 or 2, I don't care how you want to do it, but I'll accept any of those. But so we're going to put this up for on the screen here, and then we'll bring the camera down, and there's 2 pairs. So these are silver tone, not silver as far as I can tell. These are not cold to the touch, and they're kind of a cream color, which you can see, and little black beads. These are both shepherd hooks earrings. These are really quite long, as you can see. And these are also similarly fairly long, not not as long as these are. No markings on those whatsoever. I will, if these were the ones on the left were silver, I will try to clean them. I don't know if they're silver plated, or just whatever. I think, as I recall, when I did the magnet test, that they did react to the magnet. So it usually tells me that if there's any silver, it's a silver plate. Now the hooks themselves could be silver, but I don't know. But that is what we do sometimes. We can try to move things along, especially when it's getting late. Like I said, I got to get up at 6:30 in the morning, so I don't I'm trying to wrap it up here. So, and we have 2 more pair of earrings coming and 1 more necklace, and I think that is it. I do have 1 ring, but I haven't had a chance to check it out yet. And I'm going to take a quick look at it right now while I have those up. But let's say it's got a mark on it, but I don't know what the mark means. I think I did look this up. I'll take that back. I remember looking this guy up. It has a maker's mark on it, but I don't know what the material is. So I think I'll hold off on that until I know for sure. It's a cubic. It's somebody. It came from somebody that claims it was a cubic zirconia ring, but I'm not sure. So I didn't. I'll test it with my diamond tester when I get a chance. Okay, no interest in these. We will pass on these. And put up the last dichroic pendant I have for tonight. This one's purple. Purple. Purple dichroic pendant. That's a gold tone chain. I can't spell purple. Same as the others. Setting bid of $8. Dollar increments up till 10. $2 increments after that. And the light is catching this really nicely. It doesn't always, but in this case, it's catching this pretty well. And nice and sparkly. Dichroic. It's because it's the dichroic glass. There's the back. Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. Sorry. I get a chance to mute now. Apologies, because I stirred up some dust in here. Oh, goodness. Let me hang this back up so I can get to the mute button again if I need it. I see Marlene at 8. Let me mute 1 second. I got to blow my nose. Okay. We'll say going once. Going twice. Last call. sold to Merlini for $8. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, let's see here. Two more sets of earrings. I think we'll do the same thing. It is 10:30 and after, so and these definitely are silver. From what I can tell, they're really tarnished, but yes. Now the trees are budding here, so and that's why I have my grandson mow the lawn for me now. Okay. Okay. Oops, I misspelled claim. That's all right. You know what I mean. I meant claim it. So name it to claim it. But yeah. Up here. So there's these, and I'm pretty sure these are silver or silver plated. And I'll clean them up. I guess I with some silver polish. And then these are kind of interesting little swirly guys. And it's like a seed bead. You see that? Sorry about the tarnish, but like I said, I will clean them. They've been sitting around too long, I guess. Any interest in those? Check my list and see if there's anything I forgot. Oh, there is. Where are they? Another pair of earrings here somewhere that I'm missing. Huh. Oh, there was one. Huh. Oh, I don't know. Actually, I remember having in my hand too. Oh, I think I showed them. Let's see. All right. Huh. I'm just going over my list here. There's those. Yeah. Yeah, we showed those. And we showed that. So it's just one pair of earrings I just can't seem to lay my hands on. Huh. That's a shame. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, pass. And we will say a good night. Let's kill some lights here. There's way too much light in here. It just glares and glares at me. Pardon me here while I shut this other light off. This off in the distance. I can reach it. There we go. There. Not quite so intense. Well, it is still somewhat from this other light, but it can't be helped. My camera tends to overcompensate. But anyway, you all have a great rest of the week and weekend. Hope you're warm and dry. At least we are for the time being. So we'll get working on getting the garden in. And thank you all for your purchases. And you have a blessed night and week. And we'll see you again next Wednesday, Lord willing. I don't anticipate. Let me see. That's June 4th. So yes, it shouldn't be a problem. But anyway, I think that's it. Again, email me if you get any questions or you see something else, or if you're new, you want to just send me your information, that'd be fine. I'll put a preview out on Tuesday's business. I'm pretty sure I can do that. So we'll see what we have next week. All right. Good night.